Welcome back, free thinkers, to another evening edition of the Grow Rich, Grow Happy Crypto Show. Guys, I'm going to talk about the Metal blockchain in this episode, as they made a post, I believe it's yesterday, that I examined and I checked it out. And through that post, I was able to zoom out and say there's three types of investors, maybe more, but this particular episode, I'm going to show you why I hold Metal blockchain, but I'm also going to hopefully get you to identify what type of investor you are based on their post and what we have with this crypto future that is really building itself out every day that we wake up. So you know what to do, guys. Smash that like button, give me a sub, hit that bell notification so that you don't miss any of these videos. Look down below at all the freebies, and also get you a cold storage wallet so that you can lock up your crypto and you can be safe by self-custodying that crypto. I offer a 10% discount on Tangem cold storage wallets, and that 10% does go to support the channel. Also, swing over to growrichgrowhappy.com. Check out all the great things over there. Check out my book as well so that you can become the best that you can when it comes to investing in cryptocurrency and overcoming yourself so that you can make that crypto wealth. All right, guys, we're going to jump over here. So this is the post, and I shared this over on my X. Make sure you follow me on X at Mr. Foresight64. It should have this blue check mark. People do pretend they're me on X. Don't know why they want to be me. But anyway, it says here, this is a little bit about Metal blockchain for those of you that are new. And just before you ask, you would have to get them, you're going to have to go through their web authentication app over on MetalPay. And that information, I will drop it down below. You're going to have to get you an account over there so that they can know who you are. Okay, guys, so here it is here. It says everyone's talking about private stable coins. You know, stable coins is the thing now. Ever since the Genius Act, stable coins has really just taken off, guys. It says, but Metal blockchain takes it one step further with private subnets. Now, this is important. I want you guys, I'm going to help you see the future here. Institutions can operate an entire blockchain privately. Transactions remain fully private, yet auditable and bridged to the public chain when needed. So in essence, with the Metal blockchain and how they have this relationship with credit unions all over the world, but those credit unions can operate within their own privatized world. Or they can have their own blockchains, create their own stable coins in a sense. Not in a sense, they can create their own stable coins. It has already been done in Minnesota. So we know that's happening. We know more are doing that, and they're playing in the sandbox of metallicus. Well, one would ask, well, it's private. Why would they want to be private, or what's the big deal with that? And I'm going to show you why that's important, but I'm also going to show you something else with it as well. And this is going to help you decide what type of investor you are when it comes to investing in your future. And it has a lot to do with price, but for me, it has a lot to do with getting there first, as I always tell you guys. So we're going to continue. So you can continue down here. Metal blockchain, they're telling you a little bit. Private subnets are encrypted, permissioned, regulator accessible. So important. Metal public chain, X-chain, interoperable, open, verifiable. Institutions can have their own controlled environments, which is important, especially when you're dealing with people's money. Hence, you got these credit unions who are controlling a lot of people's monies and their life savings and whatnot. So you don't want that to be something that is public to the public, so everybody can know what's going on. You also would need a public, or shall I say a private blockchain when you're dealing with healthcare or anything like that. We know Quant is working with healthcare as well. So we're going to continue. Why is this important? Because you sit here and you would say, okay, this is great. Metal blockchain is doing this and I want to get in on it. But before you do that, you want to see if there's any other competition out there. Well, there are other competition. Thing to remember is that Metal blockchain is a layer 0. They are the foundation. They are as foundation as it gets. So we want to continue from there because you want to look here. And if you're looking, doing your research, also, I talk about this in my book, Metal blockchain. So you're looking at their white paper here and you say Metal blockchain is highly performant layer 0 blockchain and open source platform that builds upon the innovative Snow protocols introduced by Avalanche. So this is where it came from. They built it upon Avalanche and enables the launch of decentralized application, which are dApps and enterprise blockchain deployments in a highly scalable ecosystem. So you're looking at this and you say, okay, so we know, so that's another one right there. So you got Avalanche, but it's not just Avalanche. You also have Cosmos, and we're going to look at that, which its ticker is Atom. We're going to look at that too, because first though, I'm going to jump over here because, and I'm not going to bore you with this whole article as it is lengthy, but it says public versus private blockchains, which is better. Right? So I want to scroll down here. I'm not going to bore you guys. I already got a highlighted spot down here that I want to share with you guys because this is important. Come down here and we're going to go to the conclusion actually right here. All right. We're going to go right here. There are two major types of blockchains, public and private. Here we go right here. This is how you do the research. This is how you narrow it down. You have to spend all day doing a bunch of research. You want to get in, get out. Public blockchains offer more accessibility, innovation, security, and transparency, while private blockchains provide more control and privacy, hence something you would need. Again, here we go. Public blockchains can be used for a variety of use cases, including industries that require high data security and privacy, such as healthcare, finance, and look at there, guys, government right here. Now, with that being said, you want to jump over here because now you know the premise, why they would want to use it. It ain't just they want to be sneaky and do all of that. It's just that when you're dealing with people's healthcare, you're dealing with people's livelihood and finances, big time finances, or anything dealing with the government, you want to be a little bit more secure and private. Hence is the reason why why they would use a private blockchain otherwise. Now, I want to go over here because, again, we're looking at the investment standpoint and which type of investor are you? So I'm going to go over here and Metal blockchain. Again, first thing, and I know this, first thing that jumps out to a lot of people is 28 cents. Oh, I can make that work. A couple quarters, I can make that work. I can get in on this. Okay, so you look at it like that. Now, you look at where Metal is. They're number 393 or 398. So if you got my book, you know what I said about the top 100 crypto. And when you start leaving that top 100 crypto, you're getting into more of those, not sketchy waters, but your risk goes up a lot more. Again, that doesn't bother me as long as I understand the risk that I am taking and where they are when it comes to regulations, compliance, and whatnot. Are they something that's going to go away? I don't have that problem when it comes to Metal blockchain. As you know, they do have these. They are working really deep with these credit unions. They're already in with Fed now. So I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about that at all. So I look at their price, right? And I look over the year right here, because this is important. I look over the year right here. And for those of you who worried, we did the thing about the 666 and the 333 when it comes to Metal blockchain. Okay. So we're going to come down here because here's the thing you want to look at. Their highest they've ever been is $1.65, right? Not really worried about that because what I am looking at is how long have they been around? You're looking at around 2022. Now, remember, I told you guys, built upon Avalanche, therefore Avalanche, and we're going to go over the other one too, because if we jump over here to Avalanche again, you're looking at less risky. and only because of where it's positioned. Of course, Avalanche have worked. I believe JP Morgan has even tapped these guys before. So this, if you're the type of investor that don't want to really take risk, although I don't think any of these we're talking about today are risky, but if you're someone that you just want to park some money, and this is not financial advice, but you just want to park some money, and you know that, yeah, you're going to get some ups and downs, but for the long term, you're not going to have to worry. Again, Avalanche is another one for you, because they, in a sense, are like layer zero, as well as the next one we're going to talk about. So you're looking at Avalanche and you want to get in. Again, you're looking at that price right there. You're like, okay, that's like 2 combo meals somewhere, or $19. Okay, I'm not going to be able to get as many as I could get of the metal blockchain. But again, I always say balance your portfolio out. But if I only had to choose one of these, it's all going to depend on what type of investor I am. So I'm going to continue. Number 26, the highest these guys have ever been. It's $144. Now, remember, that was 4 years ago. Now, these guys had a head start on the metal blockchain, because if you max this out here and you go over here, I wish I could have got in back there, right? But we're looking at 2020. Metal came out around 2022. 2-year head start, because I'm going to wrap this up and show you what I see. So we're going to continue. That's $19, guys. So $20 only gets you one, versus you do the math with metal blockchain. So I'm jump over here, because again, we got another one. Same thing, same scenario. They're in the same ballpark, depending on how you look at it. This is another layer zero as well. Many people has worked with them. Again, they're in the top 100, number 81. But again, look at that price, $3.20. You choose, and depending on your risk preference, and hopefully by now you know the art of diversifying and how to spread your chessboard out, then you're gonna have to choose. And again, this one right here is cheaper than the last one, but again, how high do you expect it to really go? And it all depends. That's when you're gonna have to zoom out, look at the overall policies, the regulations, everything that's going on, where blockchain is versus where we are anticipating it's going to go. So again, depends on the type of investor you are. So I look at this and I say, okay, they're up, they're higher as well. What's the highest these guys have been? $44. Wow. So that's another big deal. Remember, again, that was 4 years ago, actually in the year that metal blockchain came about. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to go out to the max on them, because I want to get a really big picture and say, oh, okay, 2019. So again, now I got this batch of these three, and I'm looking, I'm like, well, the thing that they got over metal is they had a head start. One had 2-year head start, which was Avalanche, and this one had 3-year head start. And so you look at the price and say, okay, I can get some of this, but again, I'm not going to get as much as I get of metal blockchain. So I'm going to wrap it up with this, looking at those three. And that's how I look at it. And I look at what metal blockchain is doing. I look at the fact that they already have this credit union deal locked up. They're working. These guys are working. And I look at the price right now, where it's at 28 cents. And what that tells me, by examining that against Avalanche and Cosmos, I look at that and I say, okay, you guys, Avalanche and Cosmos, you are more of a representation of where metal blockchain can get. It can get to that $3. It can get to that $19 price in the years to come, just based on the movements that they are making right now. So for me, and you got to remember, my portfolio is already hedged, and when it comes to having something like this, a layer zero, my bet for me is on metal blockchain, because I know, although they're sitting at the number 398, I know my money is still safe, just based on the contracts that they have already. The fact with Fed now, and understanding why they have a private, why they choose to go the private route when it comes to blockchain. You guys let me know down below. What type of investor are you? Are you the type that like to put your money in and not have to worry about it? Thus, you're going to go with more of an avalanche or a Cosmos approach? Or do you have a little bit more risk tolerance to you and you're willing to say, you know what, my money is on Metal blockchain because, like I think, Cosmos and Avalanche just show where these guys are going to eventually get. Let me know down below. Drop your thoughts down below, guys. Let me know, what do you think of the Metal blockchain? Till the next one, this your boy. Smash that like button. Give me a sub, that bell notification. I'm out.